Okay, Zion, right? Mishanich l'sav ma'ayitim b'simcha. Right, when Av comes in, we're mamayit b'simcha. All right, so that means there's things that we stop doing. Ain't buying a binyan shel simcha. We don't build a binyan shel simcha, a binyan shurak larvach, or a binyan that's just for harvacha. Meaning, if you need a place to live, that you're allowed to build. And if you make a deal with the guy, let's sire loya space to fix up the house, if you can appease him, but with a little bit of money and say, you know what, push it off a week, I'll give you a little extra money. That if you wait until after Tisha, that's proper. And if not, mutter, it's mutter. By Yisrael, this ledina ba'adi akum l'shtamet minei mishum deriya mazolim. Right, and another. So try to push him off. If you can't, then it's fine. I mean, if you have a court case with a guy, then you should push it off because it's considered a bad luck time. 9 days is considered a bad luck time. And actually, if it's possible, you should push him off the entire month of Av, which is debatable. Some say the bad luck runs out by after Tisha B'av. Some say Tu B'av. But the Kitzur is obviously saying the whole month. But minimum is Tisha B'av. Ein mekachenes lavana ad lachar Tisha B'av. We don't do Kiddush Shvan until after Tisha B'av, as is well known. The Gra held that you don't. Yeah, fine. Ches minig b'chol Yisrael shaloi lecho basav shalishtas yain b'tisha yom shmin rosh chodesh lachar Tisha B'av. The minig b'chol Yisrael is not to eat meat and not to drink wine. He's saying b'chol Yisrael, but the Sfardim have different hanhagos. Really, Sfardim only do it the week of, which this week doesn't exist, right? But here he's mashma with b'chol Yisrael. Also, afilu b'tashish and is mashma b'basa, and it's also even with the cooked food that you cook with it. You know, like from Aishiyesh by Shuman, or fats in it. But afilu basar, oifasar, and even chicken is awesome. Mishum achol chalav mazikin loy. But if milk will damage someone, yachalecha basar oif, you could eat chicken. Well, the tzar chayla kol mutter, and for chayla everything is mutter. All right. But makam emena kashala yesh lo lahalecha min zayin ba'aval alon. If it's difficult, you should try and not have chicken or meat after Zayin of. This year Zayin of is on Friday, so it's really not that difficult. And some women who gave birth don't have basar from Zion and on. On that day, the guy went into the heichal. That's why Zion of is more chama. Psudas mitzvah kagoy mila upidin haben. You see in Masechta, right? That's what everybody's busy with nowadays. Gam came with basav yayin is also mutter and basav yayin. V'chutz me'avoisa ve'achav abanav. See, now here the Kitzur is very machmer about who can come to the siyum, and except for the fathers, brothers, children, chutz me'elu sheyeshem shaychus b'mitzvah, and besides for those that have shaychus to the mitzvah, I guess that would be like chavrusas, that type of thing. You're allowed to invite 10 more people for Mayas, for Reyes, but that's it. I mean, you can't just have anybody else. But of course, you have a Moshe Feinstein, a yeshiva or a camp is considered your whole chevra, and that's what they could be samachan. But that's only if they would come to your siyum. I mean, if your guy calls you up and during the year and says, I'm making a siyum, you want to come, you say, like, what am I going to this guy siyum for? All right, it's not, you would never go to it, so then you don't get to participate on Tisha B'av on the 9 days either. This is all mutter even on Erev Tisha B'av. But not afterwards. The Vachnach is not considered Sudas mitzvah. Basurim b'basav yayin, and it's also to have basav yayin in that meal. Make it with dairy. Because Shabbos im yesh, if kois avdol like we did last night, im yesh tinok sheyesh deroiva kois noisim loy. If you have a child there that drinks roiv kais, you can give it to him. V'im lav yochel hamavdil ba'atzmei l'shtaz. And if not, the mavdil himself can drink. The reason why this is complicated with the child is because the child can't be old enough to understand the churban, because then he's not allowed to have wine, and he can't be too young that he doesn't understand what he's doing with drinking Avdallah. So therefore, many suggest to just drink the Avdallah yourself. You're not allowed to do laundry. Even if it's laundry that you don't want to wear till after the tainus. Even to give it to a kabesas akum, it's awesome. Yisrael is mitaras l'chamis big day akum, and Yisrael is mutter to wash a guy's clothing and come up with b'shur shechal b'tisha, which, like we said, we don't have this year. It doesn't apply. Yesh lo lizar. You should be careful. And also in these 9 days, it's also to wear or to put on your bed, even clean laundry that was cleaned before the 9 days. Rak l'chad Shabbos mutter l'ilbash bigdei pishtim, but l'kovad Shabbos it's mutter. L'latzia ala shulchanes levanim ulahachlif mitfachas hayadayim, and to put the white tablecloths on the table, or to switch towels. K'derech sha'osim b'shar Shabbos, the way they do in other Shabbos, that's allowed. Our sedinim levanim, white sheets also, let's see, that you can't do. V'isha shetzricha l'ilbash levanim lispar zayin ikiyim, and a woman that needs to wear white during the Shiva Nikiyim, v'taras l'chavas v'ilbash, it's mutter for her to wash and to wear b'chena mitzvachas shemalafa b'nu asaptinok, and the kids' clothing that you use to clean them, like diapers from malachnas and taught that they constantly make them dirty. Mutter l'chapson, it's mutter to wash them. You're not allowed to wear in the 9 days new clothing or new shoes, or to lereg on pilois, or to weave socks. Feel like they even with a woman who's a guy. Or l'tzarach gadol could go into the suin sheyu miyad achar Tisha B'av. But l'tzarach gadol, like for a marriage right after Tisha B'av, mutar alidei uman akum, you can ask a guy, but lo alidei Yisrael, but not with a yid. All right. But there are those that disagree, and they hold that you are allowed to. Even a yid can. The Kaidam Rosh Chodesh mutar b'chol inyan, and before Rosh Chodesh it's mutar in all inyan. The sitan afilu l'uman Yisrael, to give it even to l'uman Yisrael. Mutar l'lasaisan afilu achar kach, and it's mutar to make it even after. Right. Fine. Yud Aleph Nashim Shanoiga Shalei L'Sadar Chutin La'Riga. This is the interesting halacha. Women that are noig not to set up the threads on a loom, right, to weave it, because it's called the shesi, right? You have a shesi be'erev. Kivan Shabbatal Evan Shasiya, since we have the Churban Beis HaMikdash, so when Bavatal Evan Shasiya, Shayiv Beis HaMikdash, I was in the Beis HaMikdash, Shechmir Olei and Bazeh, that's where they were machmer. So Asr Lahatil, and you're not allowed to allow the women. So basically, women were not weaving. Women were not weaving because it's called Shasiya. It's called Shasiya, so it reminds you of Evan Shasiya because of the Churban, so therefore we don't do Shasi, which is interesting, because that comes out that it's only weaving that's the issue. But if you'd have and then Mamela, what do you call it when you do crocheting and that type of thing, the person can say it's also awesome. But what about for a woman to do art? A lot of women ask the child. Right, what about them doing art? So that is not so simple. That lachara should be okay. There's nothing to do with Shasiya. Right? But anyway, that's it, right, Naftali?
Yeah, we finished that. Yeah.
All right. Fine. Everybody should have a fine night. Should have